is up, movie fanatics, and welcome to a different kind of video. I'm doing a tag video. I haven't done a tag video in a really long time. Cashier1 recently tagged me in a horror tag, and I couldn't pass this up. I love horror tags. If you guys don't know who Cashier1 is, he does all things movies, does a lot of unboxings, does a lot of updates. Check him out, guys. I've been following his channel since I can remember. And link will be in the description below, so go give him a shout out and check out his video when he did the tag as well. So this is 10 questions all based around horror questions, which I'm really excited about. I put them all down on my iPad because my writing is chicken scratch and I have no memory. So I actually had to sit down and write this stuff out. I know, is that sad? Is that bad? Am I the only one who does that? I don't know. But let's just jump right into it. 10 questions, and I'll try to keep it as short as I possibly can. Question number 1. What is your favorite horror movie opening sequence? And that's an easy one. I've actually talked about this recently in my last update, I believe, and that is Ghost Ship. And I don't know why, but that scene has always really creeped me out. I guess because when you have all these people dancing and enjoying their time on a cruise ship, it's beautiful out, you have great music, it's just great ambiance. Like it's almost like a perfect scene. And then when it goes south hard and fast. And that's the shock of it. Like, everything just happens in a blink of an eye. I don't want to give anything away because it's a great sequence, and I think you guys would really enjoy it if you haven't seen it. But it's always really freaked me out. And I know the effects are probably not the best, but just the way they do it, just the way it all comes together really always freaked me out. So definitely Ghost Ship. Question number 2, what are your top favorite 3 horror movie quotes? And now these are in no order because all 3 of these movies are some of my favorite movies that no matter how many times I watch them, I can't help but get scared, smile, or just have a great time. So first up, we have A Nightmare on Elm Street, Dream Warriors, when he says, "Welcome to primetime, bitch." He picks her up and throws her right in the TV. "Welcome to primetime." And like, oh, that's one of the best death scenes, too, in a movie. I love watching Freddy in his unique kills. I don't know. And that moment when he picks her up and just says, "Welcome to primetime, bitch," and throws her head into the TV is incredible. It's funny. It's done perfect. I don't know. That quote has always stuck with me. You guys know how much I love Stephen King. I have to have at least one of his movies. And my favorite Stephen King book, as you guys know, is Pet Sematary, and I love the movie as well. But one quote has always stood out in Pet Sematary, and when Judd sits there and says, "Sometimes dead is better," the way the camera focuses on him and with his deep voice, and he just has like this soulless look, really freaked me out. And it always, stuck with me. I remember my mom saying it all the time to me too. Like, I don't know, it was weird. She's the one who introduced me to Stephen King, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. But yeah, I don't know, just when he's like, "Sometimes dead is better," with the accent, it's just, I love it. I love it. It's a great, great quote. And one of my favorite creature features of all time, Jaws. This is a classic line. Everybody knows this line. "You're gonna need a bigger boat." It's very special to me because my mom loves Jaws. Well, actually, my whole family loves Jaws. And we love to go to the beach. We like to swim. And we used to take family vacations when I was real young. And everybody would make jokes. Like, we couldn't put enough. Like, we would have too much luggage or something in the car. And somebody would say, "Oh, you're going to need a bigger car." And we kind of just stuck with that. Or like, you get too much food on your plate on a holiday. "Oh, you're going to need a bigger plate." And it just kind of stuck with us. It's fun. And that moment, though, I found out that quote was actually ad-libbed, and the way he says it, you could tell he's genuinely scared when he says it. Like, you can tell. It's one of the best moments ever in a movie in my eyes, and just the way he looks and goes, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." Like, it's terrifying, absolutely terrifying, but such a great quote too. Question number 3: King or Kubrick? Which version do you like better of The Shining? Well, I never read the Shining book. I haven't read it yet. I actually have to pick it up. I've been meaning to get it. It's super cheap. So I'm going to have to go with Kubrick on this one. Now, I know the book is a lot different compared to the movie. I know Kubrick went more with like the psychotic, like when Jack goes nuts, he loses his mind, where the book is more paranormal based. So I'm going to have to go with Kubrick, but that could always change once I read the book. So yeah, I'm really excited to actually read the book, believe it or not. It's one I've been meaning to get to. Question number 4, what is your favorite creature in a horror movie? Tough question. Really tough question. I love creature features. I've said that 1,000 times on this channel. You guys are probably sick of hearing it. But hands down, my favorite creature is the Thing. It's always terrified me. I don't know why, but I can watch that movie any time of the day, and just, it never gets old. I catch something in that movie that I always miss, or something, I always see something new, fresh. And the way that John Carpenter and the crew designed the thing, and the makeup, and just knowing that there's a creature that could literally be anyone or anything, living creature that is terrifying. So I have to give it to The Thing. I have to. And that movie really sparked my love for creature features, believe it or not. Question number 5. What movie do you dislike that everyone else seems to like? This is also a tough one because I give everything a fair, equal chance. But one that really stood out to me was Cabin in the Woods. And I don't understand the love for it. I don't. I've seen it a couple times. I've watched it a couple times. I love the beginning. I love the original idea to it. I love the creatures and the aspect. But it's just, this is going to sound weird because I love over-the-top and crazy movies. It's a little bit too out there for me. It's just not my taste. I don't know. I could never really get into it. As many times as I've given it a chance, it's just not my type of movie. Question number 6. In any type of horror movie scenario, who would you want to be grouped with to ensure your survival? I picked 3 people for this. First up, we have Dr. Loomis. Not only is he a stone-cold badass, he's smart. He can, and he's very good at analyzing things and picking things apart. And, you know, depending on the scenario you're in, if someone's after you or it's an apocalypse, I feel like that he's one of those guys that could get you out of that bind and get you to safety. I also picked Ash from Evil Dead. I mean, he has no, in my eyes, he has no fear. He's just off the wall crazy. You know, he'll just do whatever it takes to survive. He's very resourceful. I mean, come on, the guy's resourceful. I could just see him making a weapon, like MacGyver of horror movies. He'll break a stole and make something out of it. Who knows? Just very resourceful and brave and just kind of nuts. And it's kind of what you need. And you know, you need that someone to go ahead and just go gung ho in those situations sometimes. Last up, I don't know if you would consider her a villain or not, but I picked Carrie because why wouldn't you want a telepathic woman on your team? I mean, it's just that simple. And, you know, she was misunderstood. She was bullied. She was looked down upon. And if she's in your group and you have people that look up on her and that need her for her guidance and her ability, then she's going to protect you with everything. I just, you know, she does have a big heart. And, yeah, it's just that extra power. She would be the power there. She would be the, you know, in a really tight situation, you're ace in the hole, you know. Question number 7. If you were given creative control over your favorite horror movie, what would you change? Now, this was a really tough question because there was a couple things that would change in some of my favorite movies, but one really stood out, and that is It, the miniseries. Absolutely love that movie. But there are 2 simple things that I would change in it. First off, the end, and you guys knew I was going to say that. The ending is just a little bit weird with the whole spider, and I don't know, it just never sat right with me. Do love the movie, though. And I would also make it a full-length feature film. We see what happened in 2017 when they did it, and when they made it R and bloody and guts and a new adaptation of the book. I want to see what it would be like to see a 90s version of that, like a hard R 90s version. I would like to see how different they would be. You know, I think it would be cool. But I feel like that it is a type of movie that you can't really have as a miniseries. You need to have it as a full-length feature film. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, that 2 simple little things I would change. Question number 8. What are 2 of your favorite artwork covers to horrible movies? Once again, this is a tough one. I love artwork. I don't care if the movie's good, bad, or ugly. I love art. I'm a sucker for it. So the first one I picked was Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. And this is a specific artwork that I like. It's the I Love New York with Jason slashing through it. And you see his face. I'll throw it up. The infamous poster. Love that artwork. I always wanted a shirt of it. It's always been one that's just stood out. Been very different. Because it has like that innocent feel, but behind it, it's actually, yeah, you're gonna get messed up because Jason's coming after you, kind of thing. And I've always liked that about that poster. It's just something that's always stood out and been very different. And the other movie that comes to mind is Troll 2. You know, you have this kid with this terrifying look on his face holding a troll doll, what it looks like, and then you have this awesome picture of, or silhouette of this monster with these glowing eyes and this doorway, and it's freaky, and they have all these greens coming out, like it just, I don't know, it gives you like that nightmare feeling effect. I've always loved that artwork, and then you watch the movie and you're like, what? Where did I get this badass artwork for this? It's always one that's always stood out, and I've always really liked that artwork. So definitely Troll 2 and Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan. Question number 9. What is a movie you've tried to watch several times but for some reason unable to get through it? Honestly, none. I've never, in any genre of movie, I've never walked out of a theater. Never had to. And I've been through some really, I mean, I've been at that point though where I'm like, why am I still sitting here? I don't know. My thing is like, I paid the money for it. I might as well, maybe there might be a moment that'll let you smile, or the end might be good. You really never know what's going to happen in a movie. And when it comes to horror, I don't nitpick it. I'm very easygoing and I pretty much like everything. So yeah, I've seen some really bad horror movies, but really I just laugh and I have a good time. I try to make the best of it. And number 10, what movie would you like to have in your collection that you don't already own? Now this is kind of specific. I always wanted Dead Alive, the Blu-ray. I have the DVD, but I have been saying for a long time that I would love Dead Alive to be scooped up by Scream Factory, Arrow, Umbrella Entertainment, Vinegar Syndrome, anybody. I think that movie's never really had the justice that it needs. It's a cult classic. It's a fun movie. It's really over the top. A lot of people, my friends and stuff, say, how can you sit through that? It's too much. Where me, I'm like, give me more. I don't know. I mean, it's just one that I always felt like that it needs to get the love that it deserves, and it never really has. I do have the DVD, but it doesn't really feel complete. Like, I don't know. I always wanted that real good quality and with special features loaded on it. And hey, who knows? You never know. Scream Factory is releasing new announcements all the time, and so is Arrow. And you know, with the Blob being released recently from Umbrella Entertainment and stuff, like things I never thought would get another release or something, they're coming out of the woodwork. So it's possible. I hope so. And I would even take, I believe, was it Twilight Times that released it? Anyway, I would love to have that one as well, but it's an arm and a leg, and I just settled for the DVD for right now. There you have it, guys. There's the horror tag. Once again, if you don't know who Casher1 is, go check him out. Link in the description below. Great guy, awesome channel. Also, check out his video, too, and all the people that he tagged. So I'm going to tag a few people as well. I tagged TD Healthy 2015, Outlaw of the Dead, and Blu-ray Lantern. I would love to hear what you guys have to say and answer these questions. All three of them are big horror guys. So I'm also going to leave the questions below for you guys. If anybody wants to do this video, feel free, man. Like, we don't have to tag you just if you want to do it, because they're cool questions and you want to answer them. Feel free to make a video. The more the merrier. It's always fun that way. So thank you guys for joining me on another video. If you like this video and you want to see more tag videos, give me a thumbs up. Lets me know that you're enjoying my content. If you're new to my channel and you like movies as much as I do, click that subscribe button. Also, click that little notification bell. I try to upload videos once a week. And as always, everybody, take care and happy watching.